Hey guys, Joey Vico here from BonesAbove.com. I'm in my 5th week of my transformation. It's the 5th and final week of the program. Now the program can be reused and recycled again, but what I'm going to do after this 5th week is I'm going to take a week off, completely let my muscles recover, rejuvenate, and then hit the gym hard again with another 5-week cycle. But focusing on this 5-week cycle, like I said, 5th week and the 4 weeks previous to this one were all built and designed to stimulate muscles in a fashion that when you come in the 5th week, you're going to beat all your lifts from week 1. So week 1 was a test week, and the 5th week now is another test week, where we're going to essentially use anabolic growth triggers that we've been using through weeks 2, 3, and 4, and we're going to implement them, and we're going to use a technique that I like to call force production overload. So it's an FPO. That's what I refer to it in the Bones Above program, and what that does is it's going to force your muscles to grow and grow bigger this time. Now it's one thing to say, I'm going to throw in a superset here, I'm going to lift a bit heavier weight this time, but if you're going at it at that approach, it's not a planned approach. And sure, you might lift a bit heavier weight, but how do you know if you stimulated your muscles properly for growth? You don't. You need a plan. And that's what the Bones Above program is designed to do. It's designed that in the 5th week, you have to overload your muscles using one of the FPO options. Okay, so I'm going to show you one today that I like to use. Actually, I might show you a couple. We're going to do some shoulder exercises tonight. I also videoed one of my deadlifts. I beat my deadlift by about, I think, 20 pounds from the 1st week. Now I'm in the 5th week, so that was one of the force production overloads. I just simply used a heavier weight this time around. But I'm going to show you some other ones, just in case you're not a big strength guy, how you can overload the muscles by using maybe more volume or a less rest time in between sets. And they might seem like simple tactics, but when combined with the right program and the right design, they're very powerful. So enough talk, let's start lifting some weights. Alright, so before I get into the first exercise, I just want to touch base on my, weigh-ins that I've been taking into account. So every Sunday morning before I eat, I weigh myself. That's the time you should be doing it as well, or just any day that just make sure it's consistent. But make sure you don't eat before, because it can actually affect how much you weigh, and it's not going to be a direct, honest approach to it. So as of week 4, I've gained 10 pounds of lean mass. Now I gained a bit more. That's just a bit more water weight. Haven't weighed myself yet. I'm going to do it tomorrow morning, and I'm hoping that I've gained about 10 to 12 pounds of lean mass, which is what the program's designed to do. I know I've already gained 10, so I'm hoping at least for 12. That'd be really awesome. So what I'm going to do first is some dumbbell shoulder presses here. Now, week 1, I got about 8, and I built my strength up over weeks 2, 3, and 4. And now week 5 is an exact reflection of week 1. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to beat week 1. And using a compound exercise like this, I'm going to aim for more weight on this one. So this is going to be my force production overload method for this particular exercise. But I'm also going to show you one for an isolation exercise that you can do. You might not necessarily be able to lift more weight, but you can overload your muscles with proper volume. So let's get it started here. Let's go for 10. Okay, I honestly didn't count too much, but I'm pretty sure I got about 10 or 12 there, so that's good. I beat my week 1 lifts, and that's all I need. As long as I've progressed, and by having a plan, you make sure that you do progress. You're not just going at this, haphazardly or something. By making sure you progress properly, you can ensure proper muscle gain in the weeks to come. So let me show you now how to do this force production overload technique that I created for an isolation exercise. Alright, so before we get into that isolation exercise, I'm here tonight with a good friend, Corey. He's from Alberta. He used to be one of my workout buddies that I'm so famous for talking about in this gym. And we used to work out together a lot. Tonight he's being a good friend. He's filming me, so thank you very much. And I just wanted to give you a little tour of the gym and some of the memories that come back to me, you know. So, for one thing, if you look over here, you see a lot of cardio equipment. We definitely didn't spend any time on those treadmills, which we probably should have. But back when we were 17, man, it was all about the chest and the shoulders and just, you know, getting that intimidating factor. So I still focus on those muscle groups, but I also focus on my legs too, because it's all about a balanced body, not being, you know, a walking candy apple, as I've heard one of my old trainers used to say all the time. Another thing here, like I said, legs. This was just equipment in the way, because we would never use any of this stuff. Now over here is where we spent most of our time. This was the man's area, you know. You really, if you wanted to get that big shoulder look and stuff like that, this is where you hung out. You didn't spend any time on the cardio and all that. And my point is, if you are just starting off and you're 17 or even younger or even older, always take into consideration it's about building a balanced body. You can only add so much mass to your upper body, and if you're leaving your lower body untapped, well, I'm sorry, but you're not going to reach your full genetic potential. You really have to make sure you focus on all the muscle groups to grow and continue to get heavier and get more muscular. You'll appear a lot more muscular too if you build a bigger set of legs. So don't just do like we did and hang out, you know, over in this area. It's okay to, you know, be proud of your chest and shoulders and big arms, but it's just as impressive to have a nice set of calves and some good quads. So don't forget that.